Hey guys, how you doing? So right here I got the Asus Zenfone 12 Ultra for you, and today we will check out everything this phone has to offer, and let's start right away with the unboxing. So we got this nice looking gray box in which we will first find a small package with the user guide, some labels, and a transparent plastic case. There's a SIM pin, and further down we will get to the smartphone. I have the sage green version, but you can grab it in the colors black and sakura white as well. And lastly, all the way at the bottom, we also get the USB Type-C to USB Type-C charging cable. Now let's talk some about the specs and the design. And one of the first things that I notice is the USB port. It's not in the middle, like with 99% of all smartphones. This one is on the bottom left side, and right next to it, we have the SIM card tray. Down there, we also have a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is always a nice extra to have. If we head over to the backside, we see that we have a relatively small triple camera setup in the top left corner with a 50MP main camera, there's a 32MP telephoto, and a 13MP ultra wide angle camera. Now the rest of the glass backside has the same color as the rear camera island, and I did notice that you do not see any of your fingerprints on this backside. Now the frame is made out of 100% recycled aluminum, and like last year's version, this phone is IP68 dust and water resistant. Now the Asus Zenfone 12 Ultra has a large 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display with HDR10 and a peak brightness of 2500 nits, which is decent. Now, therefore, it has a 144Hz display, which you can also trim down to 120 and 60Hz, but you have to know that the 144Hz can only be enabled while you're playing your mobile games. This phone also comes with a ton of display features, like you get a night light which tints the screen amber, you can change the display color and color temperature, it has a low brightness flicker prevention, you can hide the front camera cutout, and it also has an always on display mode. Right here you can change the clock style, you can customize the text, or you can change the background picture. As for your videos, we get Full HD Plus resolution with 2400 by 1080 pixel, and videos look very good. We got nice and vivid colors, the contrast is good, and we have dark inky blacks. As for the audio, we have a pair of stereo speakers with good loudness, the sound quality is great as well with a good bass, and I would say it's just as good as the one from last year. The Zenfone 12 Ultra's battery capacity hasn't changed since last year. It is still a 5500 mAh battery, and this one lasts up to 10 full hours on continuous gaming and about 20 hours on continuous video streaming, which is extremely good. This phone supports 65 watt wired, 15 watts wireless, and 10 watts reverse wired charging, and a full charge only takes 40 minutes. As for some of the features, an Asus promises up to 2 years of OS and 5 years of security updates, and this phone is available with either 256 or 512 gigs of internal storage and 12 or 16 gigs of RAM, but the storage isn't expandable via a microSD card. Also, if we take a look into the storage settings, we see that about 20 gigs are already used up by the system. This phone comes with a fingerprint sensor underneath the display and a face detection, and both work really well with next to no delays. As with lots of other flagship smartphones, the Asus Zenfone 12 Ultra has quite a few AI features. First, you have the AI document summary and AI article summary, which is both pretty much the same. One will give you a summary of a document that you have on your smartphone, and the other one will summarize the text that you read on Google or wherever. It is just not that easy and fast to use as on other smartphones like the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. You have a circle to search and also AI wallpapers. For this one you need to head over to your wallpaper settings and open up the AI wallpapers tab. First you choose a wallpaper, and then you can change the background, tone and inspiration, and with all of these it will create a unique wallpaper for you in a matter of seconds. You also have a few AI photo editing tools, like you can unblur a picture, or with AI Magic Fill, you can easily remove what you want from your photos. You have AI Transcript and AI Call Translator, but I guess these ones are pretty much self-explaining. Then you also have some normal features, like you get some gesture controls, a one-handed mode, and the Edge tool, with which you get a quick access to some of your applications. It has a pocket and a gloves mode, and with a tap on the backside you can either take a screenshot or open up the camera. But you can also open up other apps, those were just the default settings. I would also suggest to enable the high sensitivity settings when you use the case for your smartphone. By the way, if you liked the video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews, and you will also find a link to the smartphone down below in the description. When it comes to the gaming and the performance, the Zenfone 12 Ultra is great. I can basically play every game in existence on this phone with the perfect 60 FPS on the highest graphic settings. The best part is probably the game Genie with dozens of customization options. You can enable a crosshair for your shooter games, and then you can even customize the colors of the crosshair. You can unlock the brightness, block calls and notifications. You can enable macros, screen record, and enable the high performance mode, which I would always use if I play games. It will just be a much better gaming experience. You can even see the temperature of the phone and the FPS rate. So all in all, one of the better gaming smartphones out there right now. As for the cameras, we have a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera with OIS. Now there is a 32 megapixel telephoto and a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and you can shoot videos in 8K and 24 FPS. Now the front camera is good as well with 32 megapixels, but you can only shoot videos in 1080p and 30 FPS. You also get some camera modes like a portrait mode with 3x zoom, AI tracking mode, which automatically tracks and keeps the subject in the center of the frame. You get a normal portrait mode with a 2 and 3x zoom, AI panning, which will give you a clear picture of a moving object with a blurry background. Then there is a night mode and many more. As for the pictures, the main camera captures photos with 12.5 megapixels by default due to pixel binning. These photos are solid but not amazing. The detail is just average, but definitely better than what you get from other mid-range smartphones. The dynamic range isn't too wide either, but at least the colors are nice and natural, and shots of people are quite good. And that goes for your main and for your selfie camera. I just found that the pictures aren't that sharp, but you have a good separation of the object from the background. The 32 megapixel telephoto camera produces 3x zoom shots at 8 megapixel due to pixel binning, and the shots are actually great. Just the dynamic range is a bit limited and they are not that sharp. You will see this quite good if you zoom in on your photos. As for the ultra wide angle camera, it isn't the best out there, but it does a decent job. The detail level is okay, but the dynamic range could definitely be a little bit better. These colors are a little bit more saturated than the ones that you take with your main camera. And guys, there we have it. So I guess I will see you in the next one. Peace.